Got a settle, yeah.
Oh my gosh. Oh, he's got that big turtle. Oh my gosh. I'm trying to... Okay, there's a turtle. I'm back with part 4 and...
New video?
Yeah, YouTube video.
Oh, right.
I'm trying not to get the people in. Alright guys, I'm back with part 4. Whoa, breaking. Mum, these seats are horrible. I keep trying to fall back.
No, just sit properly on there.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. People in the way. Heads. There's heads in the way. I'm trying not to get people in.
You don't need to video it, I'll watch it.
I'm videoing it.
Don't video it.
Like that. Gosh.
We left at 2 o'clock from Bristol, so it was a long, lots of accidents on the way, but it's nice to see you all. Is there somebody called Benjamin here? Britain's Got Talent, about singing voice. But the first one. So, when I do these talks, people always ask, children always ask, Benjamin's been thinking about it, how could they be me? When I was growing up, how could I be David Attenborough? And this is how it started for me. This is in the loo at the famous BBC Natural History Unit in Bristol. I went to university in Bristol, so all of you children there, if you want to be dinosaur hunters, if you want to be a wildlife presenter or a wildlife producer, the key to it is to work hard at school and then go to university to do zoology or one of those subjects. If you want to be a cameraman, that's a different thing because there's lots of ways now. All of you can make your own wildlife film if you've got weasels in your garden or if you can find nice butterflies, and you can do it on stills cameras now, so anyone now can make a wildlife film. So a cameraman has a different skill. Lots of them do have degrees, but lots of the other ones, they're just very practical and very good at hanging cameras from upside down, something that I can't do. I'm a producer and presenter. I'm rubbish with cameras and all the practical things that people need to do. But it started for me, as I say, in the loo at the BBC Natural History Unit. I was given my first job as a worm wrangler when I was still at university for a film with Andrew Sachs. And I had to get the worms for the cameraman and make them come into the frame the right way and get the close-up shots and all of those things. And then I was offered a job to work on David Attenborough series. And the first time I met him, he's such a nice man. I said, hello, I'm Nigel Marvin. He said, hello, I'm David Attenborough, as if I didn't know who it was. You know, it was great. He's a very, very nice man. And this is a Montpellier snake. Now, you wouldn't do this nowadays. This was about 20 years ago, and I'd been offered a job on First Eden, which was David Attenborough's series about the natural history of the Mediterranean. And this Montpellier snake I bought from a pet shop in Didcot, near Oxford. And next one, please, Rob. And well, this is where we're doing some filming in the macro studio. Next, please. I bought that from a pet shop in Didcot, and I put it in my suitcase and flew it out to southern Spain. So I had a Montpellier snake in my suitcase, so the great Sir David Attenborough could walk along and say, here we are, here's a snake that I found here in southern Spain. Because of course, if you've got a film crew, you know, in those days it was a lot more. We have skeleton crews now, but if you've got a film crew, and you can see here, there's Andrew Neil, the director, there's Martin Saunders on the back of that crane, he's the cameraman, Sir David Attenborough in the blue, Diana Richards, Dickie Bird, who was a famous sound recordist. If you've got a big crew, they can't walk around for 10 days waiting for Sir David Attenborough or me to find a snake, so quite often you go out early, you know, to find one in the habitat. Of course, you don't take them in your suitcase anymore because that would be illegal nowadays, but in those days it was fine. And here I am, you know, with my hero. The Montpellier snake is a back fang snake. That means it's got tiny fangs at the back. Do that, so, but they do look very ferocious because they've got a scale above their eye, so it looks like they've got an angry expression all the time. But, you know, it was, for me, it was a dream come true to see my, you know, hero walking around the sand dunes and saying, you know, here's a snake, and it was one that I got from a pet shop in Didcot. And then I've been so lucky, so I went to university, did the worm wrangling, did the David Attenborough thing, And then I was saying, it was in the Natural History Unit, the Hollywood of wildlife film, Steve Irwin programmes. We need a British Steve Irwin to wrangle snakes and do all of those things that Steve Irwin does. Would you like being close to them? You know, I will always go out of my way to be near penguins. If you ever snip off a man's finger, this is a common snapping turtle. It doesn't get me, but it's called a snapper because it does that snapping all the time. And you can see why it does that, because it hasn't got a proper shell, like, so it can't defend itself by putting its head inside its shell. All it can do is snap when it's attacked and hiss like this. And its relative from alligator snapper is a really extraordinary turtle. It looks like a common snapper, but inside its mouth it's got a little fleshy protuberance that looks like a worm, and it wiggles that to attract fish close to its mouth. And when they go for this little wiggling bit of flesh, then the alligator snapper strikes and gets its meal. But I've had this one for about a year now. Somebody couldn't look after it, and we've taken it. Oh, dear, did you see that? So you've got to be careful. If I was close to that, it would really spoil your weekend if this snapped the tip of your nose off. I can say that. But it's a very, very beautiful animal, and this snapper feeds on half a rat a week. We get frozen rats, cut them in half, and it can swallow half a rat. So, and they grow to be about twice this size, so I'm going to have to be very careful when he becomes full grown. But this is a lovely, lovely snapping turtle. And I was in a shopping centre in Birmingham last week, and I saw a man with a girl on his back. And I said, you know, why have you got a girl on your back? He said, look, I'm going to a fancy dress party. I said, what, a fancy dress party with a girl on your back? He said, yes, I'm going as a turtle. This is Michelle. That's my only turtle joke, sorry about that. But anyway, so here is the common snapping turtle. And turtles are one of my favourites. Those of you that saw my recent series, Philippines in a month's time, I'm eating baby turtles on. And that really tickles when you get rose tarantula. So if I'm very careful here. See that there? So it's not as big as a Goliath tarantula, but they really are, you know, very docile. I've handled this since it was a little baby, so it's used to this, and it's used to. Oh. And you've got to be very careful with spiders because I don't want it to drop onto the hard floor. But it doesn't. Normally, it likes. I mean, it doesn't know me, but it likes crawling on my face. But there we go. So there we are. So that tickles. Where is he, Rob?
Down it.
If you can just put him back on the. So there we go. So anyone who says tarantulas are a problem, they really are not. So people, you know, you say to people, why don't you like spiders? And they say, well, they've got long, hairy legs. Well, people love Irish wolfhounds, and they've got long, hairy legs as well. So they've got 8 legs, and they can move pretty fast, but they really do make great pets. And a tarantula like this can live for 20 years, so they really are good. And they only have 1 or 2 crickets a week. But what I'm going to get out in a minute is a truly wonderful snake, and all of you can come up and get photos and hold the snake if you would like. And then in the second half there's the biggest snake that you've ever seen, and I'm going to need 5 or 6 children to come and help me hold that one because it's so heavy I can't lift it on my own.
You have to film me on that.
That's a Chilean rose tarantula if you ever want a tarantula. I'm just going to show you a little bit of my favourite group of animals. Next one, please. Here's the fantastic snakes. This is from the recent series. This is called. Here's my favourite. One of my favourite pets. Here. This is a beautiful albino boa constrictor. So this is specially bred, and if anyone wants to come up, now it's the end of the first half, we can take photos with me and the snake, or you and the snake. Can we have the house lights up, maybe? Thank you, sir. If anyone wants a picture with the snake I promise it won't bite. It's a very